Gary-san. So, once again, we'll be very happy to meet each other, even after 1 month's absence. Gary-san, how are you? Where are you? Are you in the sky? In the sky?
I'm in my car. Have to go to work. Go to work after.
Very great. So, what I want to say is, even so many times as I just mentioned about, even we are exactly ourselves. We are exactly ourselves. Unfortunately, we don't know much about who we are. See? We are exactly ourselves, but we don't know much about who we are. See? That's reason. So many times I just mentioned about, see, we have to do zazen. Only zazen. You'll be able to just realize who you are. Once you realize who you are, so you will be able to do anything else you want to without any trouble, any question. See? This thing is just such a marvelous thing. That's the reason Shakyamuni Buddha or patriarchs just recommend us to do zazen in order to realize who we are. Our true self is entirely different from what we think about as self or ego. Entirely different. So that even you just try to just figure out or understand who we are by thinking or thought or concept. This is totally impossible. Our true self is the far beyond the thinking or the concept. See, far beyond. See, that's my how much far beyond? How much far beyond is that? See, when I face this, simply I just become dead without doing anything. This was far beyond. This was far beyond the thinking of soul. See, even thinking of thought. See, you try to figure out what I said. You never be able to understand what I said. That's much our true self. Entirely different from what are we thinking about self or ego, or what I may say far beyond the thinking of thought. See, so simply, well, if you really want to realize who you are, see, you may sit until you just encounter through yourself. Although you always encounter to your true self. When you face this, you just become dead. See, when you face this, you just become this. See, it shows us. It's proved us who we are. What you faced. See, but unfortunately, although the things just to prove us who we are, unfortunately, we don't know much about what it is. That's the reason we have to do. We have to do them. So we go back to this today's text. Maybe number. Oh yeah, here it is. Oh yeah, this one. Number 64. There it is. Would be understandable, Gary-san. There it is. There for you. There for you. Okay. What it says is, you see, when I face this, see, I just become what I face to. See, this is nothing concerned with thinking or thought, far beyond the thinking or thought. The before recognition, you may say, before recognition, there's everything just exists without being what it is. Would you understand? See, when I face this, see, I simply become as I face to. See, this is before recognition. Before recognition. See, what before recognition is, nothing exists. Nothing exists. No? See? I never know what it is. I never know what's going on here. See? Then you just recognize this. Then you recognize this. There is certain separation between this and this. Then you'll be able to recognize this. And also you just recognize what you thinking about the self or an ego. That's later. That is later. See, when I face this, see, there is nothing exists. There is nothing existing. Oh. we'll be able to understand it. Yeah. So it says there it is exactly as it is. See, exactly as it is. What thinking about, what we thinking about the self-ego never enter, never intervene between this and this. See, exactly as it is. You see? This realization, we have to just accept it. We have to, if you can accept this realization, you never just have any trouble. You never have any trouble at all. See? That's the reason. That's the reason Shakyamuni Buddha or the patriarchs just recommend to do Zazen in order to realize who we are. So what he says, when the sound of a clock, when the sound of the clock striking the hour is made in this way, is made in so. When I clap my hand, see what people thinking about, because Jinen just clapped his hand, then sound come up. This is totally misunderstanding. This is totally misunderstanding. Never be deceived. See? The reality, truth is, see? As it is. As it is. You never know much about it. You never be able to know what it is. Even you never be able to what it is. See? because you simply become the sound itself. See, itself. Never be able to just recognize what it is. See, and also it's not necessary to know what it is, because itself, because of itself, as it is. See, then you recognize the sound later. Then you and the sound completely divided by the thinking or thought. Then you'll be able to recognize, oh, Jinen just grab his hand, the sound come out. That's a completely misunderstanding. See, this thing, because Jinen just grab his hand and the sound come out, just happening, only in your mind, Nothing concerned with what's going on here. You see, totally no relation, totally no relation at all. See? Only that's the things, only that's the thinking just are occurring or happening in your mind. Nothing concerns what's going on here. See, never be deceived by thinking. What are people thinking about? See, what you're thinking about in your mind is a reality, And then that kind of the activity or action that's happening wherever whatever you're doing, this is totally misunderstood. Only in your mind. Only in your mind. That is another true. That is not reality at all. Reality is just as it is. As it is. Right. There are the things as it was, whether we like it or not, See, as I just mentioned about when I clap my hand. See, whether you like or dislike it, simply just come out. Simply come out is you just become sound itself. See, then totally end, finish. Nothing left at all. Nothing left at all. No. Then you recognize that sound. Then, see, as I just mentioned, the things is, that you and the sound is just divided by the thinking or thoughts. And then you try to do something, but you just thinking of all the other or the sound. See, because of because crazy Jinen just clap his hand and kind of crazy sounds come out. This is not reality. This is only happening in your mind. The things you just try, the things you question is totally ended. Nothing left at all. Excuse me. Okay. We hear things in the ears. See, it is not we listen to it. See, as far as thinking or thought are concerned, the people just try to think about what it is, but it's not unnecessary. It's not unnecessary. Before you just try to think about what it is, you simply become sound itself. See, you simply become sound itself. So you don't need to know much. You don't need to know much about what it is. See, these things, it's hard to understand what I said in concept. See? Because I just become. See, when I face this, I just become as it is. I don't need to know much about what it is. I am this. I am this. I am this. So that we don't need to know much about what it is. It's not necessary. See? Also, it's a totally difficult to know much about what it is. See, no separation. No separation. As it is, oneness. See, as far as oneness as it is, see, you never be recognize what it is. Those it's not necessary. It's not necessary to recognize what it is because of oneness. Oneness. This is such a marvelous, wondrous thing. So once you have to just realize this truth, this reality. It is not we listen to because once you just recognize who you are by thinking of so as I just always mentioned about, there is a certain separation between this and this. So that's what people just try to, what people just thinking about is, I listen to this sound. I listen to, always I just intervene, always I enter between this and this. But the reality is, as I just mentioned about, no separation. So what we thinking about, I never enter, never intervene between this and this. If to say what are the in case of what you think about the self or the ego, just enter by intervene between this and this. You see, what's happened? What's happened? You see, when I face this, it's never just come out. It's never come out. Or I don't know much about how many hours, how many years past, and these things just come out. You see, as far as thinking of us, it takes such a long time. See, this is a way, this way, these things will be come out. So that this and this, there's so many procedures you have to just have to do. See, then things come up. See, this is the way of activity of the thinking of thought. Very fortunate, very fortunate, very fortunate. See, what we thinking about as the self or ego never entered between this and this, so that see simultaneously when I just face this as it is. Such a great thing. So we have to realize this truth, this reality. Otherwise, you always deceived by thinking also. We never just realize what the truth is. You see? What the truth is. What the truth is when I face death. See, you just we just simply become as it is, without what we are thinking about, without what thinking about the self or ego, with oneness. So, anyway, okay. Well, something like this is not much. See, what again, Roshi would like to just teach us is, see, the things, that everything, everything what you are doing right now, everything's what you are doing now, right now is, see, yeah, perfectly without what we are saying, without what we thinking about the self or ego. That's activity. See, nothing more or less, nothing more. Exactly every activity, just happening without what we thinking about the self or ego. So that's the reason. So, what people thinking about it, because what thinking about it exists, then activity or the action just come out. Well, we can just do. That's totally misunderstanding. That's the reason we have to do. Then once you just realize this reality truth, you never care much about what people dislike, the death or the life or becoming old or becoming sick. It doesn't matter at all. See, that's the reason. That's the reason once you have to realize this truth. See? Then totally you just separate from the death or life or the age or illness. See? Our true self is nothing concerned with what people thinking about the suffering or problem or question. But also nothing concerned. Far beyond. Well, that's the reason. That's the reason we have to do it. See, in order to just realize who we are. Okay. Because of the teachers, as I just mentioned about, see, what you have to realize, what you have to realize is only this. See, the more you're thinking about us, the more you're thinking about the thoughts becoming a disappearing, becoming a disappearance. See, the more you just become what you just faced as it is. See, then as I just mentioned before, eventually there is no separation. There is no separation between this and this. See, this occasion, you never know much about which is which. See, you never be distinguished which is which. Totally you forget about everything. Totally you forget about everything. Then kind of sound or kind of things, kind of a smell, kind of something happened. Then you just realize, then you just recognize what it is. Then you just recognize that at the same time, recognize it. Then you totally just recognize what's the reason. What's the reason? We just misunderstand what the truth. And this is the Shakyamuni Buddha's realization. See? This is the Shakyamuni Buddha's realization. He just become as things as as they were. He just completely forget about everything. He completely forget about everything. See? He didn't know who he was, what he was doing. See? And this time, he never be able to realize who he was. Then, kind of the Mercury, yes, kind of a star just twinkle. Then he just recognized that. Then, at the same time, he just recognized this. Before he recognized the kind of star, this one never exists. He just realized this truth. This is the things. I just completely deceived by thinking of. So before I recognize the star, this what we thinking about the self never exists. What thinking about the ego or self never exists. See, that's a creation. That's a creation of thinking or thought. See, that's a delusion. What you thinking about the self or the ego is a totally delusion. Then he just completely satisfied with his present self. This is that. This is that. Gary-san, as I already mentioned, you can do it. You can do it. You see, only a square meter space. A square meter space is enough. And put a kind of round cushion. If you don't have a kind of cushion, it's not necessary. Just sit. Then whatever just thinking or thoughts just come out. See, in your mind. Simply throw simply release the this is totally enough. This is totally. Although it's easy to say, but it's difficult to do so. But diligently, you just do it. If you really just encounter to yourself, see, to yourself is a tremendous, huge, much larger than the universe. See, your true self is such a uncountable, incredible oddities. Okay. So, okay, so indeed, so instead of saying, can hear the sound of the clock, we said that it's all right. You can just, you can understand if you can just read. That's not the saying. The saying says, once you just become this sound itself, then totally felt totally end. See, you just become this sound. So, see, when you just become this, what you faced. See, then totally you have oneness. See, this experience. See, you see, if you can do, if you can do, so you'll be able to just completely satisfy with everything. See, this is that. You see, this is that. Then also you just accept everything. You just accept everything without any condition, without any condition. See, you can simply accept everything. You can simply accept what's going on. Universe. See, yeah, that's the reason. See, I would like to just recommend you to do that. Okay. Zazen is not about organizing ourselves with our own way of thinking. See, what the people just try to do is just people just decide what you wanna do, what you wanna be, and the people just try to do. See, although sounds like a very very reasonable, but as long as you do this way, you and the things always separated. See, you and the things always separate. That's the reason you never realize who you are. See, if you just realize who you are, you have to do this way. See, that is Zazen. Zazen is not about organizing ourselves with our own way of thinking. Simply just release the thinking of our soul. This is Zazen. This way you'll be able to encounter to yourself. So only this way you encounter yourself, the true self. See? That is Zazen. Zazen is not about organizing ourselves with our own way of thinking. See, simply, whatever thinking or thoughts come out in your mind, simply release them as they are. See, because the thinking also, without any reason, thinking or thoughts just come out in your mind. So you don't need to care much about those. Simply release them as they are. See? Without any reason. See? Unfortunately, people don't know much about that. So that what people just thinking about, because the thinking also come out in our mind with some reason. So that people just try to deal with, people try to just care much about it. This is the totally misunderstood, totally useless, without any reason. Simply just come out in your mind. See? So simply release them as there. This is totally enough. This is Zazen. Let it be. Beatles, let it be. Very famous. Let it be. Okay. Let it be. Thank you so much. Let it be without using our own way of thinking. Okay. Simply this there as there. This is totally enough. Because our activity or action is nothing concerned with our thinking, our thought, nothing concerned. See, so that it's not necessary. See, it's not necessary to care much about thinking and thought. To simply release them as they are. This is totally enough. This is a way. This is a key to Zen practice. The Zen practice. See? And this is a key to just realize who you are. Simply release them as it is. That is totally enough. Okay. Peace in Buddhism is the fact that both parties are actually at peace with each other. See what it says? What it says is the things I just face is the selflessness, and then this one, selflessness. See, both things totally nothing concerned with the self or ego. This one's selflessness. This one, selflessness. You see, the thing is everything just come out. Everything just come out. This selflessness thing. So both are selfless. Both is selfless. So that's the reason. You see, the thing is what you think about. The things is totally nothing concerns substance. See, just come out. Just simply just come out. See, when I face this, the things just come out. They come out with this selfness thing. See, listen. Then when I face this, the things just come out. See, in this selfness thing. So that's the reason. See, when I face this, the things come out. And when I just face the things I just faced completely disappear because no substance. Nothing left in them. Nothing left. See? And always as it is. Always at ease as it is. Yeah? Because no substance. No substance at all. See? Very, 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 very perfect. Very complete. Very complete. And the universal, as the Zen Master Dogen teaches. See, our true self is complete and universal. When I face this, the things come out without any reason. Then when I just face these things just come out without any reason. The things I just faced before is completely disappeared without any reason. Things just come out and disappear without any reason. Very complete and perfect and universal. And that's it. Peace in Buddhism is the fact that both parties, this and this, both parties are actually at peace with each other because no substance is no selfness, no self. See, there is nothing concerned with what's thinking about the other. The other. so that you never just try to fight with any other things. Complete peace. See, then what you're thinking about the other, or other just, if the things, and if there is a things what you're thinking about the other, or the opponent, or the things is come up. See? There is a complete peace. You see, completely peaceful. It is not a matter of creating a peace at the convenience of the human being. See, although the Gienos just deny, doesn't deny it, that try to just make the world peace, create the world peace. It's okay, but before we do, we have to realize how we are peace itself, how we are peace itself. This is a very, very important thing. Once you just become, once you just realize who you are, then everything's become in peace without doing. See, this is such a marvelous thing. Once you just realize who you are, see, everything, as I just Shakyamuni mentioned about, you just realize everything has a Buddha nature. Buddha nature is completely complete in the universe. Buddha nature. So that you don't have any question, trouble, problem, suffering, whatever. Congratulations. That's reason. If you have a time, if you are free, just sit. Just sit. You can do it by yourself. Then whatever just the question of the doubts has come up in your mind, just send the email or just call the things and ask me. So that the more you do that, the more you just, as I just mentioned, the more you just become, the more you just become as it is. Then eventually there is no separation, this discretion between days and days. See, oneness. Oneness is such a wonderful, such a marvelous thing. So, someday, you'll be able to just realize this reality. Hi. Thank you so much. See you the next time, tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. Gary-san, where are you? Where are you? In the sky? In the sky.
I'm in.
Great. はい。ありがとう。
Thank you.
Merci beaucoup.